sarcastic. Testing competition on their podcast mission. Never know what you get. It's chaotic precision. If you don't know, you better find out the dad pack. Are here to prove a point. We three kings just believe that you don't want to tussle with them. This show is thunder. Subscribe and tune in, and you're laughing to the very end. Don't turn your back on the dad pack. Don't turn your back on the dad pack.
Put the kids to bed. Dad's home. We are the DWO podcast, representing the dad world order. I am the handsome head of household, Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin. And with me, as always, the rest of this patriarch pack. We got the big bad bearded daddy. He is Big Rig Eric Murphy.
Honk if you hear me, baby. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. And he is the perpetual mid-carder and the two-time, I said, world record holder. He is the wrestling t-shirt guy, Bocephus.
Drink it in, man. And by that, I mean the gift of Jericho and day 928 of wearing a wrestling shirt.
Hell yeah. Hells yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one in a while, Mike.
I know, right?
Well, as Mr. Magnificent said, we are the DWO podcast. Tonight we have with us a very special guest, the one and only John Coorey. I hope I'm saying that right. I probably should have conferred that with you before we started.
Coorey. I mean, yeah, you're pretty much right.
Yeah.
AKA the Green Goat.
The Green Goat, indeed.
Yeah.
How the heck are you, sir?
I'm pretty heckin' good. I wasn't expecting the intro. It was, I was busting a gut at it.
Yeah.
Mike had played the song for me before, but I didn't know it had a video accompaniment.
Oh yeah.
That was great. I loved it.
That's our dude.
That's how his work down there. He actually
Hell yeah.
his band and him on vocals, and the video and everything's all his brainchild there. So it's sweet. Too sweet.
Yeah, it definitely, it felt like a genuine promo I was watching. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys were cutting it right there. Like,
well, you know,
pay-per-view and everything.
It's something that slowly progressed over time, and we started here, and you know, like, hey, we want this to be better, and
yeah.
This man put it to reality, and it's a beautiful thing. Love it. Couldn't have done it better myself.
Yeah, I am a regular guest on a buddy's podcast, and it just starts recording. We're already sitting there. So it is crazy to see the upper echelon of production for like this.
Upper echelon.
Dude, you should have seen ours when we started. It's grown. Trust me.
I was supposed to work more
yeah.
on our database. We're trying to get all our stuff in order today, but I came home today with no wife and no kids. And I slept on accident all the way until about 10 minutes before I was supposed to be on. So,
yeah, I was really concerned because it was like 7:57, and I think only Mike had just jumped in. I was like, damn. Did they remember their own show?
I did. Like I said, it was just an accidental fall asleep. It was one of the things where you wake up like, oh no.
Yeah, we've been working long hours out here, so I was like, we need to get back to the hotel. I need to be ready. I need to like shower and whatnot. Still, it was like maybe 7:20 by the time we were heading back over here.
No, I was the same way. I mean, you saw me. I rolled in at 7:59. I was trying to find some Excedrin because I have had a headache all freaking day, and it won't go away.
Must be in the air.
I rolled up to the people at the front desk and was like, "Do you guys got like a private office in here somewhere? I'm on a time crunch."
An important meeting.
They're like, "You can sit out here in the lobby." I was like, "I don't think I can."
Fuck your lobby.
All right.
Also, what up, Timmy boy?
What's up, Tim? Love
Shout
seeing
out to
him
you.
representing the
Yeah,
the dads at Monday Night Raw last night.
bro, so that was 3 different people that had DWO merch. My buddy had his hat. So there's 3 articles of DWO merch live in the Nutter Center at Monday Night Raw. I was like, oh, how proud. How proud
Brand
of him.
represented.
Yeah.
Love
Pretty
it.
awesome, man. Yeah, I mean, see if you were there. It seemed like it was a good one from what I saw.
Now, I was with my wife. We went to. Speaking of my wife, there she is in the comments. I was with my wife,
Gotcha.
and we went out on a double date with our friends Stan and Trisha. And when we got there, when this ticket said section 200 and something, I forgot that the Nutter Center is so small because the 100s are on the floor, the 200s are the only risers, and we were in row 9 of the risers, so I had phenomenal seats.
Yeah, it looked great from the
Oh,
photo.
it was great, dude. And we got to witness the first. I mean, Bo Dallas just came out as Uncle Howdy a few times in the past few years, but this is the first time I think we've seen Bo Dallas on Monday Night Raw
Right.
in years. And it was just so exciting. What a neat moment for the Wyatt Six. I was wearing a Wyatt Six shirt too, so it was cloud nine for me.
That was really
Good
cool. I knew
event.
you were stoked to be there
Yeah.
for that. I was like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
I'm so excited.
Oh, I
Yeah,
was.
man. That
So
is awesome.
I met John at work. And when I first met John told me what he does in his off time, and that is full armored medieval combat. And I
That's the
said,
truth.
do what? He said, yeah, it's really a thing. I was like, no shit. So I've seen similar. I've been to the medieval festival, and which I really really enjoy. My favorite's the Mud Show. I must confess, though.
Mud Show's great. I fucking love those guys.
Every time they're good. Every time they deliver.
Yeah.
Same three guys. I know it'll be bitter fucking cold out there, and they're out there just slobbing
Yeah.
in the mud. Like
I've gotten to talk to one of them. I think his wife runs the walking staff shop in the very front of the fair. I'm pretty sure. Really cool dude though.
yeah, they're great people. Great people.
Hercules is my favorite show for sure.
I always catch like Othello or something like really weird.
Mm,
I always
like
catch, I
Dante's
always-
Inferno.
I always seem to catch the same one. That never fails, but it's always good.
Yeah, I think they do like 4 normally, and there's one I never catch. It's always at the end of the day. I think it kind of crosses over. It just starts when one of the fighting blocks we do there stops. So I just can never catch it.
So John,
I should be able to, but
I'm gonna roll your kind of your montage video
Okay.
you sent us, and then after that, just to kind of give people a visual idea for those watching.
I'm excited because I forget which one it was.
Of what this kind of looks like, and then from there you can kind of give us an idea, like how you even got into something like this, because this is again not something you hear about every day. So check it out.
Right. Yeah. Funny. I guess I want to start with the reason. The obvious reason I make goat noises is because I am the green goat, which a lot of the people on my team get and they usually get an animal associated with them, mainly because it's like this animal describes them. I mainly got mine because I told a story that I liked goats so much that when I go to the petting zoo, my favorite part is the petting zoo where the goats are, and my favorite color is green. And then my team just declared that. But
Really?
but yeah,
Tigers?
but yeah, like what you just showed, that's what I do. And it's full armored combat, real weapons. Obviously, they're blunted if they have an edge. It's all real armor. It's all really heavy. The hits are as hard as people can swing them. There's only a few rules, mainly like not hitting the back of the knee. You can't go 12-6 down the spine, stuff like that. You can't kick the front of the knee either.
Hey.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. I didn't realize there were like little rules to it and stuff.
Yeah, mainly the biggest draw, at least, or like my favorite type of rule set or like fighting in the sport is when they do a 5v5, and basically if you have 3 points of contact to the ground, you're taken down, then you're out, and it's basically like the last team standing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That kind of sounds like here, I'm gonna roll this other video you sent us too, because this one was really good. This was lots of good action here.
That's awesome. The leg sweep.
Yeah, I love and hate that video. It's nice. Like I do really well in free for alls, which what that was, but I'm being kind of a dick in it, is like that part when I'm like telling them to keep fighting, so I can just stand there and take whoever won out of the two. And then you see like I get all hopped up after I win, I hit myself in the face and I throw my weapon down, and then I immediately look down and like try to help someone up. I was like, oh, I'm being a dick.
I love all of this because it just seems like it would be so much fun, and I imagine the training for it's got to be pretty intense. But I also like watching that. It reminded me of pretty much everybody's seen Shrek, the scene in Shrek where he's like fighting everybody, and then it gets a little professional wrestling, and he's like jumping off. And I would love something like that. Like maybe not doing it in full armor, but like gimmicked art, just knights going at it in a wrestling-esque ring, I think would be a super cool crossover.
So I know
Andy
some Ren fairs.
You're good. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but Andy
you're good.
dick in the comments, and he says he has the bruise to prove it. So we had to address that.
Shout out to Andy. That's one of my boys.
So you said some Ren fairs actually do that?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure which ones, but I've seen clips of them doing some like pro wrestling type stuff. Like guy's about to get hit with an axe and he like cowers, so the dude doesn't do it. And he turns around and someone comes up behind him with a shield and hits him in the face.
That's great. Yeah.
Love
that. So speaking of Ren fairs, I'm assuming you do the Ohio Ren fair.
Yeah, so the Cincinnati Barbarians, which is not my team, they do the whole shebang. They do all the work for that, and then like my team will come in as like guests and fight there.
Okay.
I usually get in for most of the season. I like to be there a lot.
I actually have never been. I'm planning on going this year. No, I've never been.
Oh my god!
And yeah, trust me, I'm sad about it. And that I want to go because everything about the Ren Fair speaks to me on a very real level. And I feel like when I go, I'm not going to want to leave. So
it's a must, man.
I'm hitting you up because if I go there and see that shit, I'm going to be like, this might be something I want to do. I had been a big Ren Fair fan since like 2010 was the first time I went. And maybe come around 2016, I just started buying season pass and going every weekend I could. And then when I'm fighting there, I try to basically live there as much as I can.
I was gonna ask that. I was gonna ask, have you ever been there like overnight? And is there any like, badass parties? Right? I can't believe I haven't asked before. What are those parties like? So
I've shown up with a teammate on a Friday night, and they were having like a cast party and like doing karaoke and whatnot in one of the taverns that they have there, which is pretty fun.
Yeah, I say because I did drama in high school when after a show you have a cast party, shit got crazy. So
Yeah, I've definitely seen like people having their get-togethers and whatnot after hours, like on the actual like Saturdays and Sundays. But usually, all the fighters hang out in the backstage, their camping area.
I can just picture everybody sitting there full armor next to a fire eating turkey legs.
Oh no, I try to stay in my armor as often or as much as possible. Maybe like until the whole fair actually closes, because then there's not really anyone to show it off to. Because the only people that are around me now are people who see me in it all the time. So,
well, and I'm
by the time
sure
I take it
that's
off.
got what's the timetable on getting that armor on and off? Like, how difficult is that to get fully suited up and all that stuff?
It mainly depends on your kit. So, like, I wear all stainless. It takes forever. I'm told I'm the slowest person to get ready. Some people have rigs where they can close it and actually like button it up on the chest by themselves and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
And people can do their own shoulders and arms. I can't tie my shoulders and arms. Someone has to do it for me.
You need a squire.
Yeah, we have a guy who does way too much for our team. Breaks his back for it.
Oh.
Yeah, he's invaluable. Definitely.
I got a lot of fond memories of the Ohio Renaissance Festival, man. When I was 16 years old, long story short, I ended up having to spend some time in foster care, and the foster father that I had tickets the whole summer, and we would go quite often. And I got to spend a entire summer hooked at a guy named Dimitri the Insulter's hip, and basically learned how to insult people.
Oh, did he do the tomato throw?
He did a little bit of the tomato throw, but he mainly I don't know if it was even a job. This is just who I hooked myself to the whole weekend. But he would walk around with a sign on that said, "I will insult you for $1," or something like that. It was something along those lines, and he would just walk around talking shit to people. And I thought it was the coolest job. It's like, I want to walk around calling everyone ugly. That sounds great.
We should do that next Ren Fair.
Yeah, tomato throw is one of my favorite things at Ren Fair. If I get some time, I'll just sit down on the bench and listen to this guy just rip people apart. There was one year, I'm just walking with my buddy. This was before Armored Combat had hit the fair, and I just I get a tap on my shoulder in a very hushed whisper, and he goes, "John, furries." And I look up, and there's 4 furries in full fursuit and everything walking up to the tomato throw, and that guy had a field day with them.
Dude, that has I mean, do what you like, what makes you happy, but I can't imagine how hot it is in walking around Ren Fair.
That's what people always say to me because in Ren Fair when the fighting's over, I'll be like, "Oh, you know what? I'm gonna keep my kit on because it's full plate. It looks nice. Like I walk around, people give me compliments. I like the attention, but it's either half people complimenting me or half, is it hot? Are you hot?
Yeah,
all the time. And without a doubt, I am. But
it makes it worth it, I'm sure, if you enjoy what you do.
There?
Yeah. Sorry.
What does that full suit weigh?
I think mine's 110.
Good Lord.
All of mine is stainless plate, so it's pretty heavy.
You make it yourself, or is that a purchase thing?
No, so we have a guy that who made all of mine as part of our team. We call him Master Ben. He is our master. He's taught a lot of us a lot, or taught most of us a lot, and invaluable too.
I've heard a lot of nicknames in my time, and that's right up there with one of the best, man.
Yeah,
Master Ben.
I mean, it's not. I wouldn't even call it a nickname. It's just totally his title. He is Master Ben.
That's dope.
Is Ben short for Bender? He's bending all that metal. I mean, shit.
He might as well be. Yeah, he cold rolled my stuff.
Bender is great. So how did
we pull this one up yet? Hold on.
For a guy who wears armor and goes ham on people for a hobby, John is actually super bad at Tekken. That's because he chooses Eddie Gordo every time and just pushes a bunch of buttons.
No, oh my, no. I know. Fuck you, Aaron. Which is funny because that guy actually it was last time we talked about Tekken. He told me that he just played Eddie, and there's in the new game there's something that you can do. It basically is unstoppable. You just do like the same combo over and over again. So unless you know like how to counter it, you just get caught.
That's Eddie Gordo. So.
Yeah.
Right. Your buddy wants to talk shit. If he wants to, really talk shit, he can play a real game like Soul Calibur. Face somebody who's leagues above everyone.
I don't. Man, when's the last time I played Soul Calibur?
I get it. Plebs don't want to.
Is that the one where you can like build characters and or custom?
Yeah, I think the newest one. Like people were making like the Hulk and stuff.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
There was guys I used to work with had a thing. It was called like League Night, and everybody would get like a character or two, and they would like do computer versus computer and have a tournament based on that, and they would drink accordingly and stuff. But it was always great, and they did it yearly.
They're just fucking roasting you in the comments, my boy.
Yeah, right before the show started, I sent the link out on YouTube to like a bunch of my friends in like group chats and whatnot, and yeah,
that's the consequences from doing so.
Right, yeah, we're happy to have them, man. It makes the show more fun.
Yeah.
Please, while you're here, shit talking your friend, click subscribe.
Right.
So you're are you at another fair right now, or you're traveling?
No, I'm
in a hotel.
Yeah, I'm just. This is just for work. I'm an electrician, and we're out of town this whole week.
So are we.
Yeah, literally all of us.
Well,
I mean, I'm automotive tech now, but I was an electrician for a very long time.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah. Up until I was out on this trip, I've been working where Mike is a lot. And that's how
I actually
worked here
for a little bit. Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah. Sure did.
Yeah. Yeah. That place is hell and cool all at the same time.
Every minute of it. Yeah, not the best.
Yeah, I always tell people it's like I hate working there, but I like all the people there enough that it's not that bad.
It's worth doing the bullshit for.
Right. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, that place is something else. Actually, I sent Mike a reel on Instagram earlier where it was like, what's shutdown like? And it was the speech from Armageddon where he's describing what it's going to be like on the asteroid. And he's like, oh, so the scariest environment imaginable.
Oh, God. John had the worst ceiling crawls during shutdown this time, too.
Oh, yeah. I'm the only one who I guess can do it or is willing to do it. I climb into those cramped, super hot areas. And there was a point where I had to get to this junction box because we were tying a circuit that was there in because they had moved a machine. And in order to get to it, there's about that much clearance, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I had to lay flat on my back and roll my shoulders in order to like move over to that under the pipe. It was,
and I'm sure
the
junction box was super neat and well kept and not
absolutely not. It didn't even have a cover on it. The wires were just sticking up,
just sticking out. Maybe there's a nut, maybe not.
And one of them was just an extension ring. It didn't even have a box. It was just a pipe into an extension ring. Yeah, just
dude. When I first started there with Mike, the amount of things like because he started there like a month before I did. I remember him showing me around, and he was like, "And here's this box that has wires frayed and hanging out of it, and they spray it down with water every day." And it was just, absolutely.
Well, they got to get the meat out of it.
Yeah, you got to get the meat out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Wild. Man, they are just getting after you, dude. Said you're used to being on your back.
Yeah.
Also, you got a spicy link there, John?
No, I don't.
Apparently, our
I wish I did, or I wish I did. I'd plug it if I did, but I don't.
John
and Andy, don't make me break your wrist again.
Oh.
Yeah, he's been having some bad luck with getting hit in the wrist. And some people do. It's better than like a lot of people in the sport get cracked ribs or concussions, and I think, knock on wood, have not been injured yet.
Dude, I saw we were watching America's Got Talent, and there was actually a team on there. I can't recall who they're from. You could probably Google the clip, but those guys were hitting the shit out of each other, like full head contact, and I'm like, dude, and they completely shit on them. Like they didn't get it at all. I knew what I was watching, and I was like, wow, those guys went hard as fuck, and everybody just shit on them, dude. It was so bad. Yeah, but it's I guess it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's
they were doing armored combat on America's Got Talent. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Look it up.
People that shit.
Huh.
So
because the battle was good, and like I said, they started throwing the X's at them, and I've seen them. It's I don't know. Like I said,
what the hell was their criticism?
They just didn't get it. Like they didn't get it.
Wow.
And yeah, I think if people have been on there for farting a song before and have gotten through it.
Right. I mean, you can't expect Hollywood to actually have taste or like,
right.
know what's good.
Well, something like that. They're, I know what these guys are doing after, talking with you over time, and I realize what they're doing. But to anybody else, it's just staged combat, and it's just fake and phony. But, you can hear it. It's lots of thuds, and I'm like, God, he hit him so hard right in the head. Like, I mean, there's even with padding or whatever else is in that helmet, it's still your head's ringing.
Right. A lot of people when I talk about the armored combat, or like they bring it up and they're like, yeah, you're LARPing or like you're SCA or something like that, and I get sick of hearing that.
Yeah, I bet.
What is that? What is this we're talking about?
What are you talking about, SCA or the LARPing?
Both.
Well, SCA is actually, you're still hitting people with stuff. They don't use metal weapons though, and they usually wear a little bit less armor. But like that's more like you go for like strikes, and like hitting the head or like arms is like so many points. Or if you get in the face, you immediately win the round.
Then LARPing.
Yeah, but then LARPing is live action role play. None of it's actually contact, or if it is,
LARPing is you're with role models.
Yes.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, but at role models, that was like the worst type of LARPing, where like there was no. Yeah, there's no. It was all like high vis color and padding. There was no real like, I don't know. I would be into LARPing. I've tried to LARP. I've tried to do fantasy LARP before. I will do the research and be like, oh, there's one in Cincinnati. It's like 35 minutes away at this place. And then I'll look up the rules, and I'll go to like sign up for an event because it's usually not that expensive, and it's usually shut down by that point because of embezzling or sexual harassment or something. It's happened to me like 3 times.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a serious problem in the LARP universe.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess people can't fucking behave themselves.
It's wild. Oh man, I can see that being cool though. That'd probably be something I could do. I don't think I can take a strike from a longsword or a battle axe or a mace these days.
I think you could do it, Mike. I think you could do it.
I would just take forever recovering. That'd be the problem.
Yeah.
So
you
go ahead.
I would say Mike asked before, and it kind of just got overlooked how I got into this, and I made sure to remember that you asked that because I think it's a pretty funny story. So like, I'm doing a job at Newport Aquarium. We're like replacing a bunch of lights for their gift shop, and it was a third shift job. So at one point, like we're like taking a break, we got nothing to do. Like, or when we take lunch, there's no place to go. If I pack the lunch, it's whatever. But I was like, you know what? I want to learn how to swing a longsword. So I start Googling. I'm like, there's got to be a place in Cincinnati where they teach this. And Cincinnati Barbarians, they popped up, but it was still pretty early for them. So it was just a Facebook page. And I was like, well, I don't want to go through Facebook. I hate Facebook. And eventually I didn't find what I was looking for. And my sister then sends me a text a few days later. And she's like, I heard you wanted to like get into sword fighting. I know some people who are going to be like fighting at the Ohio Ren Fair, and I was like, I've been there for years. There's never been any like sword fighting, at least for like except for the guys that do like the stage show. So I get this guy's number, and he like puts me in contact with my captain Drake, and he's like, "Yeah, show up at this time." Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Okay." And I get there, and I'm like, "All right, so you're gonna teach me how to swing a longsword?" He goes, "Well, you're gonna put this armor on, and you're gonna get in this bullpen, and then you're gonna fight that dude." And I kind of paused for a second and like soaking it all in. I was like, this is what I've wanted to do my entire life. Put me in, and that's how it started.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, and then I got fucking whooped. The guy in there, Jake, was the best fighter on the team. Just whipped the shit out of me, and it was a good initiation for that.
Yeah, similar thing happened to me and my brother when I did a little bit of pro wrestling before I became a dad when I was like 18 to 23 or so. But we started training when we were like 16, and which is ridiculous to even think about because where the fuck were my parents? But that's a whole nother story. So it's like 16 years old, 17 years old maybe. And I go to this place where they're like, "Oh, we're going to give you real wrestling training." They have their own ring and everything. And I'm like, "Okay, cool." We get there, and the ring is skids with mattresses with Olympic mats over top of it. And the guy that's going to train us is actually a professionally trained wrestler. He still wrestles today, but his name's $1 Trillion, and he starts taking us through the ropes and letting us take a few bumps. And about 20 minutes after we've learned to take a few bumps, he's like, "All right, these guys are good enough." He's like, "You guys want to wrestle your first match tonight?" What? Okay, I guess. He's like, "All you guys got to do is just go in there. I'm going to kick your ass and just look like I kicked your ass." Okay. And that he indeed proceeded to do. They named us Dapper Dan and Mighty Mike. We still don't know who is who.
Still don't know who was who.
No, and he kicked the shit out of us, man. He took a choke slam for the first time ever in that match.
Nice.
Like a real one.
Yeah. I am bad when it comes to like pro wrestling. I've tried to do stuff like my friends have tried to show me moves, and I resist like instinctually, so I end up ruining it and like making it really dangerous. I just don't think I'm cut out for it.
Yeah, you got to be able to flow with whoever you're in the ring with for sure.
Right. Yeah.
They say it takes two to tango.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you. You talked about having all the armor. Obviously, you have a sword that you fight with. Do you have like a dedicated like blacksmith that you go to, or is there like a big company you buy from, or how does that all work?
So there are two big ones that I'm familiar with, or like I buy from, are Medieval Extreme and Buhurt Tech. When it comes to buying like weapons, when it comes to the armor, the guy who made my armor, Master Ben, like I'll go to him for any kind of armor need, really.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I've always been fascinated with blacksmithing, and I like my dream one day is to have my own like little amateur forge. I don't think I'm going to make anything extravagant, but just the feeling of taking metal and heating it up and hammering on it, like,
yeah,
that's cool. If I make a fucking coat rack out of a piece of steel, like I don't care, like it'll be fun. So I can, like Forge and Fire. I watched the shit out of that whenever that was on. So I didn't know if there was like a specific like local guy you go to, or if there's like bigger companies for that. So
thankfully we have a guy who does a lot of like armoring and stuff like that, and usually every team has someone who can do good work when it comes to like repairing or even like making stuff, as far as I'm aware, at least.
Yeah.
Fun fact, John actually pulled his sword from a stone.
It's funny you say that because I don't fight with a sword whatsoever.
I know, it's a mace.
Yeah, I use a mace and a buckler now, or a two-handed axe.
Jesus.
Ooh,
So the
big
mace
fan
is
of
like
the two-handed axe.
I
ball
feel like that'd be
spike.
my goal. Would
No.
be two-handed axe. I'd love that.
Yeah, it's fun. I use a lighter two-handed axe mainly because like if you I mean, like in the videos you'd shown, you can see I don't usually swing my weapon very often. I like to push people around and grapple them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say if you're wearing like 100 pounds of armor, I mean, it's your balance has to be somewhat, compromised.
Right.
Some people better than others.
And when it comes to those like 5v5s and whatnot, usually you're not going to have a good opportunity to swing and it to matter unless you are not grappled or you're free just to swing on someone. Otherwise, people are going to grab you. They're going to grab your weapon. So, and with a Mace and buckler, you don't really get. I at least don't get that opportunity very often. And yeah.
Yeah. So it seems like there is more than, like you said, just swinging the sword, because there's not always an opportunity. So,
right.
I mean, when it comes to like training to fight, like I can't even imagine learning how to grapple with armor on, because I'm sure it's not just like, oh, just put them in a headlock. Like there's got to be like special ways to do it, because I mean, you're bulky, they're bulky. It's like you got to figure out like unique ways to grapple and stuff.
Yeah, I would say there's a lot less. It's a little bit less technical, but like it still follows. Like you still use martial arts. You still benefit from grappling as if you didn't have armor on.
So speaking of having armor on, that's obviously meant to protect you, man. But regardless, this is kind of a two-part question. What's the worst injury you've sustained? And then also, what's the worst injury you've seen somebody sustain while wearing armor?
The worst injury I've gotten is not really anything. I have yet to be, like, as a knock on wood, I've yet to be injured. I think I've hurt myself more than I've been hurt, like, by someone else. Mainly because, like, I was wearing like my arms improperly, and they would just slice my wrists up and stuff like that. Back when I had I was using splint instead of full plate. And the worst injury I've seen, I mean, like I've seen people get like really nasty concussions, broken ribs. Someone like swung a halberd straight into somebody's ribs and broke them. My captain did that to somebody. I've knocked somebody out hitting them in the back of the head with an axe. I mean, he came to like a few seconds later. He was fine. Wasn't that bad.
This isn't bigger than it. I mean, you look at like the success of like what is it, slap club? Is that what they call that shit?
The like one-on-one slapping shit.
Slap in MMA and just the bare knuckle fight. There's a realm for this, man. I feel like with the right, platform, this shit could be as big as BattleBots, dog. You know?
Yeah.
What I mean?
So I know that in Nashville they have a promotion that does really well and is pretty high end. They have like a nice ring and whatnot. They do it more in the style of MMA. It's really cool. I hope to do it at some point, but I'm usually not a dueling kind of guy. I don't have fun dueling.
So, for lack of a better terms, is that like the UFC of this particular sport? Is that the mecca for people?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, probably. I wouldn't say mecca because like the sport is just still so small, and I really don't know how at this point. I mean, it's definitely growing. It's grown a lot since I started, but it's still relatively tiny, unfortunately.
But been around for, since hundreds or 1,000 years or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? But still has interest today. But you see stuff, when you have, popular shows like Game of Thrones or now the House of Dragons, there still is, people that lots and lots of people that have interest in that realm and that era of time and that style of being in, like people like being immersed in that, and there's got to be a certain percentage of those people that want to participate in that or see that stuff. So the market's there, and with the right promotion, like he said, and the right platform, hell, these days everybody's streaming something, man.
Yeah, I see like at Ren fairs, it's definitely picked up. Like the crowds at Ren fairs are I've never been beaten by any other event I've seen.
You know what you
Like-
guys need? You guys need a Tusslemania photo shoot.
Yeah.
Tusslemania.
Yeah, so Tusslemania is our guy. He does all the most of the videography and I don't say most, but a lot of the videography and photography for Wrestling Revolver, the wrestling company that we sponsor, and just the way he shoots it and the way he's able to his eye for it, man. It's all about having the right photographer and videographer.
Mm.
But
Yeah, I might take you up on that. We do. There's every time we do like an event or something like that, and I'm in a fight, and I do really well. No one's recording the damn thing, and it pisses me off. That, or if it's like, let's say it's a 5v5 and someone's recording it, and I do really well in it. The second I start doing really well and like doing things that are worthy of recording, they pan away from me.
Right.
we'll never catch you.
Like I have the worst luck with it. I hate it.
You need a dedicated videographer for sure.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? Here, we got like 1.5 million of his clips on here.
You got a Tesla clip.
Yeah, we'll do a little tussle clip. There you go.
Damn.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's a really cool finishing move, by the way.
Super cool.
That's a shit you
Um,
bring into the armored battle.
When we do,
But yeah.
when I'm in like a Ren fair, I've always wanted to do like a wrestling move on somebody, like during the free for alls and whatnot. Like it's like usually the last show of the block.
I've been trying to.
yeah.
I'm sitting here trying to think of like what move, like wrestling move, you could like pull off in full armor though. Like it had to be like a lariat, you know what I mean, or something.
Yeah, I tried to do a frog splash on somebody, but the thing is I don't want to hit anyone when they're on the ground because they're out. So I took a chair, I opened it up, and like 5 times I tried to step up on this chair, and like someone would come by and hit me and push me away, and I'd have to like recover, push them away, open the chair back up. I finally got my feet on the chair, jumped at someone, and tried to do the frog splash, but I had already landed on them before I hit my knees. So that was my one attempt at doing a wrestling move, really.
Complete botch.
I feel like you could do
All
like
right.
a rock. You could do like a rock bottom. Just
David said, "Be better, and we will record you."
God, I'm so glad to see you have such a great, strong core group.
Yeah,
Listen, that's how
Feel the
guys
love.
are. We were talking
that's
about
that's the captain, David. He wants me to name drop him, but I'm gonna refrain just because he asked.
We'll edit that out where you kind of.
Okay, yeah, he's being antagonistic because he wants me to mention him. I guess he got what he wanted.
He is the fucking captain. I mean,
Yeah.
you
He
know,
broke a dude's ribs.
yeah.
No, that was a different captain. We have 2.
Oh, wow.
With the flogging schnozen.
Wow, so you're talking about the other captain, and you don't want to mention the captain? Captain? Wow. I can see it.
so. Do you ever encounter in the time you've been doing this, where you're fighting somebody and you're just like, you shouldn't be doing this, whether they're like just really bad at it and like it would be unsafe for them, or they're like a little too, I don't know, you know what I'm trying to say, just like,
Yeah, I have 5 guys who are like way smaller than me. I never really think that way. It's they do just fine. Like usually the smaller guys are doing their own thing in like dueling, and they do well there. The only time I've ever really gone against someone who's like considerably smaller than me was in like a Ren Fair bout that didn't really matter.
right.
And I've like set my shield up against their head and pushed them to the ground. But like other than that, I'm never gonna be like, don't do this sport, because the sport needs more people. It needs as many people as it can get.
So do you ever have a traditional, you throw the gauntlet to somebody?
People on my team have done it to like people like, especially at Ren Fair, when you see someone walking by like wearing armor, like costume armor, someone will like take a gauntlet and throw it at them. It's like to mess with them, but that's about it. I've never seen like an actual like, I'm challenging you I've never seen it get personal, unfortunately. I think that would be interesting. Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Maybe this year I'll do it to somebody if I feel like it. Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Likes on somebody. So do you kind of like take on a persona? I mean, do you have like a kind of your is the green goat kind of your character? I mean, do you go into like a different kind of zone, a different mind frame during that?
Yeah, am I playing a character? No. But do I get into a different kind of mindset? Yeah. When I put that helmet on and like step in, I kind of just like I try to get myself in a different headspace. If you ever see me fight, usually right before it starts and they ask if I'm ready, I'll beat the shit out of myself. Like I'll hit myself in the face a bunch of times. Ren Fair, I'll like headbutt the list, which is that like basically that fence we fight in.
Mm-hmm.
I usually do that for the crowd because it makes a big like a loud ass noise and yeah. But that usually like puts me in a pretty different headspace and gets my adrenaline pumping.
I think there's room to like for like a little bit of character work there, even if you could like be known
Yeah.
as kinda like the
Yeah, so
chicken
my team is
kind of heel or like, you know what I mean? Be the guy that kind of takes the cheap shot and be known to kind of take the cheap shot and, you know, celebrate taking out the littler guy and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, my team has been kind of like working on stuff like that for like the theatrics of non-competitive events.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just a long process, especially because, you know, time is everything and putting on that armor and getting people ready. Like people are exhausted after one fight usually. So
yeah.
I want to come out the entrance music and stuff. God, I'd love that.
Dude, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Just saying, when that Toy Box album drops this September, if you need a free song to use, I got you, dog.
Toy Box.
It's my band. Being a little self-promoter here.
Is that Toy Box Killers?
Yeah.
Do you know who I am?
I know Toy Box Killers. I've met one of the people. I think your guitarist.
It's very possible. Drew?
Is he an electrician?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've met him. We've worked together.
Yeah, we dropped the killer. We're just Toy Box now with 2 X's. But yeah, Drew's my guitarist.
Yeah.
Last night.
I worked with him back at like I want to say like maybe almost 3 years ago. We were doing some bowling alley was going through a big renovation.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm part of Toy Box Killers." And I'm like, "I've heard that band name before." I have a buddy who's in the music scene. His name's Jimmy. He's the singer and guitarist of Unrivaled, and he's gone to so many shows in Cincinnati. So pretty sure that's how I heard the name.
Yeah,
it's small world,
right?
We've played a whole bunch of shows, man. We're actually literally, as I'm having the show with you, I'm working on booking a show right now. But we've been a band for 10 years, and we're finally about to put our album out. It's so close.
Hell yeah!
I can't wait for people to be like, "Oh, you got some music," and me not be like, "Oh, well, we got some garage recordings." Now I can be like, "Go to Spotify." There it is.
Hell yeah! You guys should do a show at Legend so I can walk to the show.
We just played there Sunday.
Oh, damn.
We played there with Living Dead Girl this Sunday.
Damn. Yeah. I do like going to shows at Legends. I don't care much for the bar, but I like like the event space.
Yeah, the show I'm working on booking right now would be for next Saturday at Legends because one of the national acts just canceled their whole tour. And,
hot damn.
Yeah, they're trying to fill that date up, and I think we might end up playing it. So.
Ooh.
Yeah, if that happens, we'll definitely have to give a bro dap next Saturday.
Right, yeah.
I actually went to a concert at JD Legends where it was outdoor and everybody like stood on the sand outside. It was
cool. Huh.
I think you're thinking of 2 different places. There's Legends and then JD Legends.
Oh, I thought you guys were talking about JD Legends. I apologize.
No, I'm talking about Legends and Cheviot.
Yeah, Legends and Chevy. I thought the same fucking thing until Sunday when I got there. Because I had been to JD Legends before, and I'm like, sweet, we're playing JD Legends. And I put the address in, I was like, that's not JD
That's not the same place.
This is Cheviot.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought you guys were talking about. Never mind.
Stan would like to know, will Toy Box start throwing out armor and weapons instead of teddy bears?
I don't know how well that'd go down.
Unless everyone's already wearing armor.
Right.
That's
Hey, shoot! When my team does events at Burkus, the place that NWF does some of their shows, and both times we've had a band like with us. The first time was a format that was really cool. Was we had Siege Lord, and their singer and guitarist is one of like a member on our team, and they played a show afterwards. And then this last time, a punk band called Anemic Royalty, which they played during that last clip you showed. They played like in the middle of us fighting, and then like in between our fighting. So could make it happen. We could make it happen.
Now, NWF presents Battled and Bruised. And the main event is the NWF Championship, but they have to wear armor.
It'd be amazing.
Hey, I'll fight. I've been trying to convince Kobe Kane to get in armor and fight me. Been trying to.
I mean, we would really fucking love that. And if that ever happens, make sure you let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I've tried to poach Rex and they're like, you should come do Armored Combat. We need someone that like as big as you, dude. Like,
could you imagine?
It'd be pretty crazy. It'd be pretty crazy, yeah.
Be like the Mountain.
Right.
Yeah, dude, Rex makes me feel small sometimes, and I'm 6'3", 290, so yeah, I can't even imagine him in armor.
Yeah. Every time I see him, he's always like, Sir John. he really gets a kick out of that.
Sir John.
Love that.
I think the scariest person in armor of like the NWF guys for like me to go against would probably be Joe Pro, because that man is just all energy, and he would be saying some weird shit to me if we were grappling. That guy kills me. I love him.
Absolutely would.
I ran into Joe at Squared Circle Expo and talked to him for a while. We actually talked about him coming on here. I need to follow up on that actually.
Oh yeah, let me know when that happens. I'd love to watch that. He is one of my faves.
Well, speaking of people that have been talked about, we need to get old Stan on here, man, to talk about the Whorehound coming up. Whorehound's shaping up to be a hell of a fucking show this year. If you guys aren't familiar with Whorehound, it is a local horror convention they do every year, and it's just they got Robert Englund this year. Fuck.
Oh damn!
I'm so excited. Freddy Krueger was my favorite horror. I mean, that was scary movies, the epitome of it for me growing up. So to meet that dude live and in person is going to be something amazing for me. So
I like horror, but I'm a really, really big critic on it. Like I've kind of been a slasher genre hater because I never liked the whole like, well, the slasher's still free or alive, and here's another movie that's going to be made soon. I kind of like a story to come to a close.
But I also grew up in the time, I know, growing up in the late 80s and early 90s, when I was, young and watching these movies, probably before the time I was supposed to watch these movies, they were absolutely terrifying. And going back now, they're campy and they're cheesy.
Yeah.
It's terrible, right? But at the time, they were the things of nightmares.
I love the ending of Nightmare on Elm Street when Freddy, like, his arm comes through that window and pulls that girl's mom into it, and she's so obviously a rag doll when he's like pulling her through the window. I love that. Love that.
Have you you say you're a horror snob? Have you watched any of the newer stuff, like maybe from Ari Aster, like Midsummer or Hereditary?
No. Well, I do say I'm a snob. I'm not very. I don't watch everything. I'm not like super on the horror. I'm just very critical of it, of like what I watch.
Well, look, just because I enjoy your opinion already from this short hour, I highly recommend go check out Midsummer. It's about a group of American teens who go to like Sweden, I think it is, for like a spring fest, and they go there and they eat some hallucinogenic vegetables. And those vegetables kick in right when they're seeing a bunch of people do like a human sacrifice level.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's one of the craziest horror movies I've seen in years.
That's wild.
I've heard good things about Hereditary.
Hereditary.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it.
I watched both within like a couple weeks of each other, and both left me sitting there like,
What the fuck?
what? Like there were legit, like they're good horror movies, but there are also some parts where I just had to like laugh a little bit because it was so ridiculous. But you didn't see the endings coming. I'll tell you that.
I think it's probably one of the first directors that in the last 20 years I feel like is doing something new.
Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
It's definitely new, and I think that's what makes me enjoy it so much, is because it's not the same. Oh, Chucky's got melted, but a part of Chucky lived, so Chucky will be
Right. Have you guys ever seen the movie The Conjuring?
Oh, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like I
actually
enjoyed that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. There was a certain part though where the ghost is like making noise in the girl's room, and like she like starts walking to that wardrobe, and she looks up, and the ghost is on top of it, and the ghost is like making some weird ass smile or face. And while in the movie theater, I saw that, and it reminded me of Mr. Destiny when he does like a certain smile. It was the exact same way, and I felt like I ruined the movie for everyone because I'm just cackling the entire time that scene was happening.
I thought the Conjurings are good. Like I liked. I mean, I don't. It's a different kind of. It's like a jump scare kind of. You know.
Yeah.
All eyes on me.
Yeah. Stick stabs, little girl, count them.
6 teeth, count them.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I'm glad you were able to find that.
I like those movies, man, but the people they're based on, you talk about some professional bullshitters.
Ed and Lorraine Warren are basically the most professional bullshitters on the planet.
Yeah.
They got a lot of.
I don't really know too much about them.
You talk about a rabbit hole. There's some, there's like 70 cases attached to these people, and like 68 of them are very clearly inflated by them. So,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
But that's, a whole other story. We're actually getting ready. Hopefully here soon, I'm going to have a few dates lined up. We're going to start delving into those topics. We're going to delve into ghosts and paranormal and the cryptid side of the world, and stuff like that. Stuff that
I've got a lot to share on that. I can tell you that.
I actually have a buddy that I work with that was like, dude, I will seriously come on the show and talk about cryptids for an hour, and you won't be able to stop me. And I was like, dude, let's do it.
That's what we want. And that's, we're just trying to branch out. Like I said, when we started, we're a wrestling show with dads on it. Now we're a dad show that loves wrestling that wants to do other shit too.
Oh yeah, there's nothing hurts. It doesn't hurt to branch out for sure.
Yeah.
Don't want to get stale. But speaking of trying something new in wrestling, we are coming Thursday going to do something we've talked about doing for a while, and we're finally following through with it. We are dedicating an entire episode to reviewing a classic pay-per-view. This time around, we were reviewing the very famous 1992 WWF.
Was it here?
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I think it's going to be interesting, especially for our wrestling fans.
Yep.
Yes. We do a little bit of throwback, man. It's interesting to go back and watch this stuff, with a new eye, as a quote unquote educated fan now, and seeing, what holds up, what doesn't hold up, and just, again, just with a new eye, seeing the character work and see if we can gain new appreciation for things that we didn't pick out before. So we're very much looking forward to it. I've already started the new Hart Foundation. I mean, Owen Hart was just timeless.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, me and Mike had a day where we did that. We went and watched like just old, because it's all on Peacock now, and we went and watched, Brett and Owen at WrestleMania 10, and we watched that and we're like, dude, this match could main event like today. This was a match for, what was that, 94 or something like it was way back when. And it's just amazing how timeless some of those guys are with what they did.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yep, absolutely.
Hopefully the first of many.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
I just took a look at the comments in the chat. Someone said that they were dropping in to remind everyone that Mass Effect sucks.
Wow.
And
Whoa, dude!
I was dropping to say it, and I want to know, is that a common thing for you guys? Like,
No,
do you guys hate Mass Effect, or
that's directed at Cephas for sure?
Wow. I didn't fucking know this dude. He just come on my show talking shit about my shit. You know what I mean?
I mean to be fair, the ending of Mass Effect 3 sucks.
Wow. Wow.
Ah.
That's it, dude.
I think Cephas is done for the night. We're gonna have to wrap this up. Oh, poor Cephas. He's got to get his Mass Effect thing out now.
I'm getting a lot of messages, and people are like, "You need to mention this. You need to mention that."
Well, we're gonna definitely have you on
Reading
again.
shit only. Hell yeah.
That's it.
He's bringing out toys.
That's it. Boys, this is an Omni Blade. This is an Omni Blade. You don't want this. Neither does Seth Ballard. Okay? Mass Effect for fucking life, dog. In 7 in my blood, dog. Don't maybe pull out the helmet too. I got that.
Seth Ballard.
Seth Ballard. That's what I'm calling it.
You know, it's commendable that you are that diehard of a Mass Effect fan after Andromeda too, because that was a shit show.
Andromeda sucked. We're not talking about it.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Touche.
All right. Well, we're definitely gonna have to have you on again, man. This was a lot of fun. And obviously, you have a bunch more things you need to bring up. So definitely,
Right. I wanted to drop in one thing real quick that
Absolutely.
Sorry. Oh my God. Sorry. Sorry, give me 1 second.
I didn't think I was going to pull out the fucking Omni Blade.
He put out the Omni.
Yeah, that wasn't on the bingo card. That's for sure.
August 23rd, 24th, 25th at the Cincinnati Germania Society's Oktoberfest. My team will be holding an event the whole weekend, every day. On Saturday, we'll be having a tournament, a 4v4 tournament. That was the big plug. That was the thing that was that people were hounding me to put on, but it was important. Yeah.
Saturday we're not going to be able to make because that's Wrestling Revolver Day. But
that's fair.
We might rock a Sunday for sure if you guys are there Sunday.
Hell yeah.
Because that sounds fun. I definitely want to get out there and see you guys. And then you said you'll be like guests when Ohio Ren Fair comes around.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to make it this year too. We'll see.
I'm definitely gonna have to see you guys for sure. We've been talking about it for too long. I'm gonna have to drag you out to a toy box show, man.
Yeah, I'd love to go.
It's always a good time. So now that I know that's in your world, I would definitely be sharing the info with you. So good shit, man. Good shit.
Hell yeah.
In between songs, you can be in the back and just be like, Mass Effect sucks.
I'm still pacing. You fucking got my blood pressure up, you fuck. Yeah.
I love it. All right. Well, John, thank you so much for coming on, man. It's been
thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely.
See
if you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be able to sleep tonight.
Yeah, I'll be all right, man. But maybe this guy needs to give it another chance. I can't help you can't handle the biggest choice in the world. Oh, Mass Effect 3's ending was that's because you didn't know what right choice to make. You know what I mean? If you were a better commander, you know what I mean? I say
don't get me started on this. Don't get me started on this.
I was gonna say it sounds like we need to have a whole nother show just talking about gaming because I'm down for that too. We didn't even touch on that, so until the very end at least. So as always, we have been the DWO podcast. I am Big Rig Eric Maffey. He is Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin. He is the wrestling t-shirt guy Cephas, and he is the one and only John Coorey. As always, check us out on all the socials at DW_podcast, Facebook at the DWO podcast, TikTok at DW_pod. Get that dad merch at Pro Wrestling Tees and T Public. Like, subscribe, listen, follow, all that good stuff. Turn that bell on for notifications so you know when we're going live. Even though it's pretty much every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Sometimes those times change, and sometimes we do it on different days. So slap that bell. You know what I'm saying? And until next time, top dads out.